In this video, you're going to learn how to do a referral analysis. This analysis is conceptually quite easy to understand. You just want to compute the travel time and or the distance from an initial set of facility to another set of facility. So typically, you not want to have an idea of these references from a lower level facility type to hospitals, for example, or for B-Monk to C-Monk if you are working in maternal health. So this analysis just give you the possibility to indicate and to give information on this first and second set of hospital and to compute the results. All the results are actually on the form of Excel tables with travel times and distances. And if you want to know more about this specific module and the output, you can also refer to section 5.5.5 in the user manual. So we will start with the data input here. Of course, we again need the land cover merge that you have obtained previously, and that gives you the land cover categories. Because we have already done some analysis before, we already have some travel scenarios. So I will select one of the previous one, and I'm selecting the one I use under the accessibility analysis. If I select it, the values are here. This is the speeds and the modes that we have used previously. I just need now to click on import content from the selected scenario table to copy these values here in this table that is editable, but I will not change these values. I will keep them as they are. Now, the other things that I need is to tell AccessMod which are these initial facilities that they are called the from facilities, from which the travel starts. And I need to give it, of course, the arrival set of facility, the to set of facilities. So we have two different fields here, because it could be possible that you have two different shapefiles that you've imported in AccessMod. One contains, for example, the lower level facilities, the other one contains the hospital. So you want to have the possibility to indicate two different layers. In our case, with the tutorial data, we have only one facility layer that contains the from and the to facilities. So we choose the same facility layer in both cases. And in each of these cases, of course, I need to give AccessMod the name of the column that contains the unique identifier, which is cat, and the name of the column that contains the name of the facility. This will be useful in my output Excel table. And in my case, this is the name column. Exactly the same because we are in the same shapefile for the two sets of facilities, cat and name. And now you see that if I go down, I have two facility table, right? One which is my from table, and the other one which is my to table. So what I need here is to select the facilities that are from the starting point, and I can do it by hand, just unselecting the one I don't want, or I can do it a bit more wisely through this tool here. This is very handy if you again have hundreds or thousands of facility from which you have to select the one you want to use. So in our case, for the tutorial, the from facilities will be the health centers, and the to facility will be the hospital. So I'm going to use that tool here to automatically select the health facility. How can I do that? I start by unselecting everything, and then I construct my little request here. I go under this column, HF type, and I say, well, everything that is equal to health center, I want to select them. Click on select, and you see that I have now 5 of my health centers which are selected, and which will be my starting points for my referral analysis. I go to the second one, and here I want to select the hospitals. So I start by unselecting everything, and then in the HF type column, I want to select, I can do it, either select everything that is different than health center. In that case, it will select my hospital. Or if I do it another way, I will need to select everything that is equal to hospital level 1, but then also select hospital level 2 and select hospital level 3. The two methods give, of course, exactly the same result. I now have my 5 destination facilities with which I'd like to do the referral. Some settings here that I need to decide. Again, I can choose to do an isotropic or an anisotropic analysis. An isotropic takes into consideration the slope and can correct the speed of walking and bicycling. You can notice here that if I choose an isotropic, I don't have the choice of the direction of travel. And this is, of course, because direction of travel is already given by the fact that we have from facilities from which we start, and we're going into a set of 2 facilities, so the direction is known. We can also decide to limit the analysis to the closest destination point in time. This is a bit faster and it could be handy for very large data sets. In our case, we would like to compute the distances and the travel time for all pairs of facilities, so we unchecked this option. We can set here a maximum travel time, but be aware that if you set the maximum travel time, if there is a referral time that exceeds this time here, which is 2 hours at the moment, then you won't get any output in your Excel table. You will have an empty cell, which means the referred hospital to which you refer is more than 120 minutes away. So in our case, you would like to avoid that and to really get the travel time and the distance, even if they are very long. So what we'll do is we put 0. Remember that 0 means that we have an unlimited travel time. And so there will be no restriction here. So I'm almost ready. I just need to put a name for my output. I would put referral full because I don't have a maximum travel time set. Everything is ready. AccessMod is telling me, of course, that I have unlimited travel time. Everything is green, so I can now hit compute. And AccessMod will also, through a loop, start with the first facility, compute travel time and distances to all the others. So in our case here, this is quite fast. It's already done. But if you have a very large data set, high resolution raster, this can take a long time. I have now my list of outputs here, and basically the main ones are 3 Excel tables with all the information required. And if you go now to the data module, and if you go to filter to just filter out the results of the last analysis, this is the ones, several tables here. And you can now archive those results in a zip, create the archive, export the archive to your disk, open them, and then use Excel, for example, to open this table and look at the result. And if you want details on how these results are set up and how they contain your result, please refer to section 5.5.5 in the user manual.